Perhaps I'm biased, but I think the introvert-introverts relationship or marriage is one of the most beautiful partnerships. When two introverts are with one another, it's like two puzzle pieces coming together. It just works. It's harmonious, you're on the same page, and you just get each other. But as with any relationship, there is one problem that can come up in the introvert-introvert marriage. Before I talk about what the problem is and what you can do about it, I do want to share some of the few positives of the introvert-introvert relationship. And there are many. In fact, there's probably more to celebrate about this type of marriage than there are negatives. You never need to explain yourself, you both just get it. You value the depth of conversation and avoid small talk. You enjoy quiet time at home, space to work on your projects and individual passions, and you genuinely enjoy each other's company. In fact, you're so similar to each other that spending time with one another is almost like having alone time. It fills up your cup rather than draining your energy. Being at home together is peaceful, quiet, it's fun, even when you have kids thrown in the mix. You're a couple who values good communication and nurturing your children. Your idea of a good time is generally a great match. You both prefer socializing with smaller groups of people, and staying home on a Saturday night is enough for you. Basically, with your good communication skills and understanding of each other's introvert needs, there aren't many arguments to contend with. So, if the introvert-introvert relationship is so amazing, what is that one big problem that can happen? It's very easy for you to fall into a rut when you're only in each other's world. It's very easy to forget about the community around you and actually going out to try new things. You probably won't actually feel the effects of this in a new relationship. It feels very lovely to stay home together, reading books, watching movies, doing the gardening. In fact, it might not even rear its head in your marriage until you're years down the road. But what can happen is you miss out on going on adventures and going places and trying new things, which even for an introvert is so important for the human experience and the human connection with the community surrounding you. You see, for other relationship types, such as an introvert with an extrovert, the introvert has their extroverted partner to push them. The extrovert will always be encouraging of their introvert lover to get out there, to try new things, and go on adventures with them. But when you've got two introverts at home, no one is there to push the other person. In fact, even if you did want to try an adventure, you can both kind of talk each other out of it, because staying home would just feel easier and more comfortable and more your style, and you're both in agreement on that. This can lead to problems in a marriage down the road. Eventually, there's going to be at least one person who just wants to get out there and take life by storm by doing new things and going on adventures. As you know, like with every video that I make, communication is key. If one of you is feeling a bit stuck or bored, it's so important that you communicate this with your partner. If you feel like you need to start having more adventures in your life, then you gotta let the other person know. Maybe you need to do that thing on your own, or maybe you just need to encourage each other to try it. What about if you don't yet feel like you're stuck in a rut? That's okay, but you do need to practice getting yourself out there. Remember, you don't have anyone to encourage you to try new things, to take the class. You're gonna have to learn to be each other's cheerleaders. Perhaps you need to commit to each other that once a month you'll do something new. Go somewhere you've never been before. Try a new hiking path, or book a holiday, or whatever it is that sounds exciting to you. Promise each other that you'll do it, no matter how you feel on the day. Push each other, encourage each other, commit to it. Because we all know that once you're there, you're probably gonna love it. Now, of course, if you really do feel like your marriage is hitting the rocks and communicating is just not working, you might want to consider therapy. I'm not even necessarily talking about couples therapy, although that's great, but individual therapy could help too. Sometimes we might have issues that come up from our past, like trauma, for example, that can impact our current relationships. whether that's an introvert-introvert relationship or any other type. It's so important that we work on this so that it doesn't get in the way of the beautiful relationship that you do have or once had. As you know, I'm a therapist for introverts and empaths, so I understand your needs. You might be hesitant to start counselling, and that's totally okay, as you might have questions about what actually happens in a therapy session, or what does that first therapy session even look like. I've got a whole video explaining the process and what you can expect. You can check that out here. And I'll see you over there.